Hello, everybody. The name is Lumberlair Jr., and I am here with Mr. TWONSKI.
What's up?
I have to say,
to be here.
Thank you. I have to say right here, right now, this is a man who has definitely been going places ever since he's touched the turntables around 2018, 2019. This getting his foot in the door to him having his first EP in 2020, and then 4 years later, he grew to such a magnificent name right now, being noticed by people like Deadbeats, Zeds Dead. He has the merch right there. Sable Valley, RL Grime, and so many other amazing accomplishments. Not to mention him making his very own label.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness!
Thank you so much.
Already hitting so many incredible notes in his career. First thing first, I gotta ask, what made you want to touch the turntables and make your own music?
Actually, I saw the very first festival I went to. I saw RL Grime, and that's how I started. Like, I moved to Baltimore right after college. Got a job, didn't really know anybody, so I was just like, I need something to do. I'd just seen RL Grime, so I was like, I'm gonna DJ in my bedroom. And then from there, just kind of progressed. Like a year later, I started producing. I was like, I need to produce if I wanna play bigger shows. And then I just got like hooked into producing. So then from there, you know the rest.
That is amazing. And I'm going to ask this as well. When you were starting, it wasn't just you alone, right? You had a few friends along for the ride, am I correct?
Yeah, Olivia. Yeah. She was one of my good friends in Baltimore. And part of like I don't know, are you familiar with Get Stroked?
I think I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, so like I was actually part of
but for people who don't know.
Yeah. So it was like a Dirty Bird thing. And we were like a kind of a crew that went to like a lot of the Dirty Bird events, the Dirty Bird campouts. Mm-hmm. And so I just like met them. I forget exactly how and where I met them, but met them in Baltimore and just started becoming involved with that. Actually, if you're familiar with Luke Andy, or if anyone watching is familiar with Luke Andy, he was also part of that crew, so
that is really amazing. Cool stuff, yeah. So Dirty Bird and all your friends, it kind of like inspired you to want to make your own music, be on turntables more, and then of course you had your very first show in 2018. This here I remember with Club 1722 and Vince Christopher giving you your chance in the spotlight. But that was the first of many shows that would come in the future for you having your first show, to you of course having your chance being in the first festival as well, beyond Wonderland. I have to ask this: how does it feel to upgrade from doing your first show and then grinding to playing in a pretty big festival, Insomniac Beyond Wonderland? That is no small feat.
That was insane. It still kind of feels surreal. Like, if I put myself back in my shoes in 2018 to think about that I would have been playing a festival like that, it's still pretty crazy.
It's absolutely amazing and something to, of course, be very proud of. Now, I'm sorry to put this on the spot and make you choose. My sincere apologies. But what felt so much more amazing that made you think, oh my goodness, I am really leaving a mark in the EDM industry, working with Zeds Dead and being part of the Deadbeats label, or being noticed by RL Grime and being part of the Sable Valley Volume 3? Because like you said, RL Grime is the guy who made you want to do something when you moved to Baltimore.
For sure,
so it's but now again, Zeds Dead is not a duo to be sneezed about. They have left their mark in the industry for a very long time. The Eyes on Fire, Zeds Dead remix, and everything else. What's more amazing to you, one or the other?
It's so hard to pick, but like I said, RL Grime was what got me into this. So I would say that I was more shooting towards that initially, but then I wouldn't call myself a massive Deadbeats or Zeds fan before I started getting into EDM. Mm-hmm. But I saw them for the first time at Okeechobee in 2018, and I was just blown away. And then the whole Deadbeats, getting signed by Deadbeats, kind of happened without me really trying for it. It just happened through meeting people, making relationships, and now I feel like I'm very involved in the Deadbeats community, the Deadbeats family, and it's a huge important part of my music now. So I can't really pick one.
Understood. I'm about to say you can always choose both. That's option C.
Yeah, for sure. But option C. Let's do that one.
But since you mentioned that Deadbeats, that was your path. But it was hey, it's Zeds Dead.
Yeah.
You don't say no to Zeds Dead. So
yeah.
So,
I knew who Zed was, and like yeah.
Understood. So the song Licks, your first ever debut to Deadbeats, did that like come out of the blue, like you said, like you weren't really thinking? You said, you know what? It just came because of networking, talking to the right people.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? Why don't you make something for us for our Deadbeats label? And then Licks came out, the first song. So
yeah, I sent Harrison a bunch of demos, and he really liked Licks, and I was like surprised. Like that was like one of the last ones that I thought they would have signed, if any, and it was. So
you
like,
weren't proud of that song? It was a pretty amazing song.
I am proud of it. Like I do love it, especially like looking back, like and how it kind of like developed my career. So for sure, yeah.
But I will say this, I gotta ask a few questions about OK, because that was the one that was on Sable Valley Volume 3. First things first, well, we already know how you felt when, you said that they told you your song was gonna be in that volume for Volume 3. That's pretty amazing. But the song OK, anything to say about OK that it's like such a staple in your sets? Because I feel like that song, we're not gonna stop seeing that. We've been seeing that song like in your mixes, both Deadbeats and the Ignition mix with BBC One. Yeah. So what is about that song that resonates with you? Besides it being on
so I remember I made that song on, I think it was like winter, like my Christmas break with my family. I was on vacation or something, and I was just like just producing like a lot at the time. And I remember I used the Car Painter track from Sable Valley Summer Volume 2 the previous year as like a reference. Yeah, Car Painter. It's like a sick breakbeat track.
I'm trying to remember who made that song. Dang it.
Car Painter's the artist.
Oh, that's the artist. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
I'm blanking on the song title, even though I play it all the time. But so like I was literally inspired by that song, and so to have the song that was inspired by the one on Sable Valley 2 come out on Sable Valley Summer 3, that was like crazy to me.
And so that song, of course, was a huge staple. We're playing it everywhere. We're gonna obviously hear it tonight in your set, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously, but
it goes off every time. So.
Every time. Yeah. But I'm curious to know now, with you making that song, all this incredible work you've done. Now, I will say this though, since you started, producing, making your own music around 2019, 2020, I still remember like the club EP with the 2 songs in there, which absolutely freaking incredible.
Yeah, thank you.
I will say this: what is there a song that you had to tell people, this is who I am, this is the one thing I can show you, this is me in a nutshell, this is TWONSKI? Which one would it be?
It's so hard because. Obviously, like if you're, I don't want to assume, but if you're like, it seems like you did your research, but there's like a wide variety of stuff. I'd probably say OK would be it.
OK.
Yeah.
That's the one. They
for sure.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
Although I will say this. It blew me the freak away when I heard one particular song when you were starting your way up the ranks. The song OMG.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it begs the question: were you inspired by some Little Texas when you made that song? Because here's the thing: I'm a sucker for hardcore. Little Texas, I love you so freaking much. I'm a huge fan of the hardcore, the happy hardcore, the No-B, Darren Styles, all these people who've done that work. What is about OMG that makes you put that out and be like, you know what? It may not be the sound I was aiming for, but you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna put it out there and see what happens.
Yeah. So the story behind OMG was my good friend Bo Weiss sent me. So we were actually doing the Bauer Bop Battle, if you're familiar with that. He was doing a bop battle, like a beat battle on Discord and Twitch during the pandemic. And so me and
are we talking about maybe something like Beat Smash, like with Brownies and Lemonade?
Yeah,
similar to that.
But it was like a bunch of anybody could enter. It was like every 2 weeks anybody could enter. You take the sample, make like a 1 or 2 minute beat out of it. And that week, me and Bo Weiss decided to collaborate on something. And Bo Weiss is sick, hardcore trap, dub, it's sick. Check it out for sure. Kind of Must Die-ish, where it's a lot of different genres, but very hardcore. So he sent me the initial idea, and then I was on shrooms when he sent it to me. And so I just decided to flip it while I was on mushrooms and
let the shrooms do the magic.
Happened. Yeah. So that
no wonder why the cover looked like that.
Yeah.
But hey, on the bright side, it did introduce me to Little Snake.
Nice, yeah.
Because the remix,
love Little Snake.
I'm sorry for for them to like make such a beautiful remix out of that, and like almost like take something and flip it on its head as well. They're I must say we're making like mushrooms out of this. Like no, I'm trying to make an analogy. No. But either way, it was such an incredible song. Like lead to an incredible remix. Introduced me to Lil Snake. Amazing piece of work.
I appreciate it.
I'll say this. Like I don't know if you can maybe. I would say maybe, I don't know, put it in the set, see what happens, because
we'll see.
Like this thing on the microphone, this one's for the OGs. If you really mess with TWONSKI, you would know this song. I feel it'll throw people for a loop.
We'll see. You never know.
Now, the one thing I speak about as well is, of course, your contribution to the LGBTQ plus community, because it seems you did a few shows here and there for those people, by those people, for that community. Heck, your upcoming show is going to be at the iconic House of Yes. With On Hell. I cannot freaking wait to witness that, because again, I'll admit right here, right now, I am straight as a submarine. I am straight. However, I am a strong freaking ally for that community, because again, these are the people who deserve a voice, who needs to be seen. Love is love in my eyes. We don't care who you love, no matter what you love. Love is love, and that's what matters. That's the most powerful thing we have in the world, and no one can attest to that. So to have people like you, highlight the little guys out there, the people out there who are also part of the community, is amazing, incredible to witness. What is about that community that lures you to it?
So I'm queer, and
so you're Q.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make sure.
Q, and I'm queer and non-binary, but pronouns, whatever, call me whatever you want. I'm fine with whatever. But I'm queer, so I'm part of that community. But I also realize at the same time I have a lot of privilege, being a white male. So part of being in that community, I've learned a lot and taken a lot of inspiration from a lot of black and queer artists.
Unique.
Unique for sure. Great example. Ghost is another one. There's countless of them.
More Kismet?
I could go on. Yeah.
I can go on as well, because I've done at least over 30 artists and shine a light on them, because I remember I did this whole thread. Every single day I highlighted an artist, because we had this, I was in Electric Hawk at the time, we had this inclusive list, and all these people put in their their pronouns, what they represented, and I chose all the ones that were part of the LGBT plus community and highlighted all of them if possible.
Awesome.
Because again, I want them all to be heard, I want them all to be seen. So people, and of course, at the last week I said, screw, I'm gonna do all the people I really love, more Kismet, Grizz, Unique, all these people, because they all deserve the love, they all deserve to be themselves no matter what. So I'm sorry for
No, I love it. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
So you also, so I'm just wondering as well, will there be any more reels, videos about you highlighting those people? Because I think there was only 2, and then you stopped.
Yeah,
it's
do you know series? Yeah. That's kind of how I am with TikTok. Sometimes I make a ton of TikToks at one point, and then I take a big break. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna continue that series. There's a bunch of more people I want to highlight. So
I'll make sure I'll make sure I say in my thread saying the list, because I feel like some of these other people, even though they're small, they're still upcoming, they're still talented, and of course they're part of the community, so we all deserve a shout out. I'm gonna stand to you. Now, of course, tonight is the night you're representing Zeds Dead. This is your first time in the rodeo representing Zeds Dead, because you've done it so many times before. You've done the Deadbeats Jamboree. You have represented them in Los Angeles when you were on the list with Blank, Chi, Not Low. So this is your first time in the rodeo. I'm curious to know, what is next for TWONSKI besides the whole House of Yes thing?
So I'm also playing it elsewhere with Jaguar. If you don't know Jaguar, she's a queer artist, female artist from the UK, BBC radio host. So she's sick. She's amazing. You should definitely learn about her. She's awesome. So I'm doing that elsewhere. I have a release on a really cool label that's not Deadbeats. I don't know if I can really announce anything yet, but kind of hinting at it. I've already released with them before. And it's late summer when a certain compilation comes out, so that's coming up. So, and then of course I have a ton of unreleased music I'm finishing up right now. I have 3 to 4 EPs planned to put out in the next 6 to 9 months ish. I don't have a exact plan yet, but lots of music coming out.
Understood. And any news about HYPURR, because it's even though it's your label, it's starting to grow. And already we have 3 shows, 003, 3 shows already out. 004 is coming very soon.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know anything regarding that label.
Yeah, so it started out as a party, and now I'm like, it's a lot of work, obviously, and so I'm like kind of taking a little hiatus from it, putting more time and work back into like my solo project. But I decided, like, why not make it a label too? So, I decided I haven't like signed anyone or talked to any other artists yet. Kind of like using it as just like an outlet for my own independent releases. But I want to like eventually expand and have a lot of queer artists on it, and black queer artists especially, but also like straight people and white people, like allies, like, because you need like the allies if you want that. Any minority movement needs the majority to have their movement fully accepted.
It's called a ripple effect.
Yep.
And that's something that I've learned thanks to Corella. Like, for them, it was Independent Women's Day, and they said like the best thing you can do is spread the word and be like comfortable like talking about these type of people, even though you're straight.
Exactly.
Because what you're doing is that they use the word, you're destigmatizing. Yeah. You're making it normal, and it's something that should be normalized. It's not something that should be seen as weird or something you stay away from. In our eyes, love is love, and that's all there is to it. They're human beings as well. We should all be treated as human beings.
Period.
It's a battle for humanity, a battle for love, something that I'm more than happy to take up arms and be for those people. So believe me, ally all the freaking way. I can hardly wait to see this label rise to where it is now. Science review artists let the people know that these are the people we gotta focus on, and they need their attention. Yep. Right now, we got less than 10 minutes left. We gotta make sure people focus on you, because you are a special guest that's on the poster for Zeds Dead. I can hardly wait to see this for myself and see people go freaking off for TWONSKI. Yeah. TWONSKI, remember the name, remember HYPURR XOXO, remember that label. He is going places. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. We gotta get you ready right now.
Thank you so much.
It's an honor and purpose, speak about this and tell you, thank you so much for all your incredible music, how much you have grinded from 2019 to where you are now. 5 years, pretty much 5 years in the making, and I can hardly wait to see how far you'll go in the next 5 years when it's the 10-year anniversary of TWONSKI. I can hardly freaking wait. Again, I say 5-year anniversary because, hello, this was the first song you ever released, right? With the launch.
Yes,
that was the remix. Yep. And that was in March 31st. So I'm putting down March 31st, 2029. I'm marking it down so that way I know it's going to be TWONSKI time.
EDC headline. Let's go.
Really? Yep. EDC headline.
Yep.
I'll make sure I mark it down. EDC headline, TWONSKI. I'm counting that day. I'm counting the days. Thank you so much. I'll make sure I get my plane tickets ready for that. It's 5 years. I got time.
Hell yeah.
This is Limbo Jr. TWONSKI signing out. Love you guys so much. Peace.